All right, we are on the air
Yeah.
on Podbean live channel for my podcast and also on Facebook. Welcome everyone, everybody. I was going to say everyone. Combine the words. I got to unleash my voice there. So I just want to welcome everybody again. Misha Safran. I am the founder of this podcast entitled Coexistence, Joy, Pain, and Truth. And I'm also the creator of the Facebook group Authentic and Wholehearted Joy, as well as the Facebook group Lesbian, Bisexual, Queer, Trans Identified Women Living, Loving, and Laughing. And I have a new Facebook group, Joyful and Resilient Families. And I am an academic life coach, parenting coach, and a joy coach, helping bring more joy into people's lives and teaching them how to do it for themselves. And I'm delighted to have my guest, Johanna Hirschler, and I'm going to share my screen so I can give you guys a formal introduction to Johanna. And this is number 30, Johanna. This is my 30th podcast episode. Can you
Wow.
believe that? I
That's awesome.
I can't believe it. Like it seems like the years gone by so fast. And
Yeah.
yet, where did 30 come from? So I'm actually having some technical difficulties. Let me see here. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen and quickly do uh, there we go. There it is. Number 30. Here it is.
Wow.
And so isn't this a beautiful photo, everyone, of Johanna? She is a performer. She is a vocalist. You even play instruments, correct?
Yeah, I do. I trained a long time to be a flute player, and then when I realized I wanted actually to be a singer, the flute kind of came to the background, and the piano and the guitar came to
Because
support the
it's
voice.
really hard to sing and play flute at the same time.
Pretty difficult, yeah. I know there's some beatboxers who do it, but the singing as such is a bit difficult, yeah.
So I want to just tell you guys a little bit about Johanna. Johanna is a German singer, songwriter, and vocal coach based in Brazil. So here we have some eclectic what's the word I'm looking for? Journeying.
Yes.
Johanna mentors aspiring professional singers to unleash their voices, to ditch fear, and to become an audience magnet. In fact, I will be coaching with Johanna shortly. I have an appointment that I'm supposed to be rescheduling. She's been singing since before she learned to speak on stages for 22 years and has been teaching voice since 2015. She has performed in shows and concerts all over southern Brazil, a solo tour in Germany, and launched her EP. Now, let me try this, but you get to correct me. Uaçá Semente?
Semente. Yeah.
Seme-
Uaçá
Semente.
Semente.
Uaçá Semente.
Yes.
All right, I'm close. Say it one
Very
more
good.
time for everybody to hear it.
Uaçá Semente.
Uaçá Semente.
Yeah.
Semente. Is the T like a ch sound?
It has like a ch sound.
Okay.
Semente.
Wasa Semente.
Yeah.
Semente. Ah, okay. In 2019, that's when it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Besides her work as a singer-songwriter, she performs jazz, Brazilian popular and contemporary music as a soloist, and in prize-winning vocal ensembles. So, hello, Johanna. Welcome, my friend. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I love to talk to you. And it ends up that we mainly get the time to do this when we're doing lives, right?
Yes, when we're doing
Of
our
fun.
interviews. But that's okay. We see each other in the ethernet or space, whatever, virtual
Yeah, but
space.
the real good conversations we have here.
That's
So
true.
I love that. I
That's very
love that you hold
true.
this space for us.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm delighted to have you back on my show. And just so everybody knows, one of the main reasons why I invited Johanna back is because she actually has some trainings coming up, which are free and exciting and well, it's going to give you an opportunity to really kind of unleash your voice. And we were just joking before we started the podcast, unmute your voice so we can hear you because you're beautiful vocally, etc. So I'm going to show you, we're going to provide the link to you all later if you haven't already seen it. This is 3 secrets to ditch stage fright forever and unleash your singing now with vocal coach Johanna. And it's going to be Thursday through Saturday, March 18th through 20th. You can see the
Next
times
week.
there. You've been really, really amazing at putting Pacific, Eastern, and Central European, so people don't have to really think very hard. I actually got that tip from you. And all of it's here. So you guys will be given the link. Day one, nerve proof for your vocals. Day two, ditch the I'm not good enough. And day three, unleash your magnetic voice. And it's interesting because these ideas of nerve proof thought, ditching the idea I'm not good enough, unleashing your magnetic voice. These are all things that even I do in my joy coaching with my clients, helping people find themselves, stop doubting themselves, believe in themselves. And you're taking it, in my opinion, one step even further, which is to vocalize it in with music or in whatever capacity. Can you tell us a little bit more about the trainings coming up and if you can align it a little bit with this idea of joy, pain, coexistence, and the truth of it all?
Sure, sure. Thanks. Um, so maybe you've heard this idea, impression without expression leads to depression, right? I'm not sure where it comes from. I just heard it, the internet thing, but it probably comes from a really talented person, so it's not mine. But once I heard this, I was like, wow, this makes so much sense. Because when I started writing, or like my journey to become a professional singer, once I kind of actually admitted to myself that's what I wanted to do, I realized that part of it, like part of that process, is not, it's not for the fame or for the glory or for the money, but it's because there's stuff inside of me that I need to put outside. I need to say it. I need to sing it. And my way of getting there was through the voice, right? Like actually taking down those layers that were affecting me technically in my voice allowed me to look at who I was, who I am, right? And all the blocks that I put in between who I truly am and who I pretend to be to the outside world, right? And that process is really scary because once you kind of admit to yourself that's what you want to do, right? Um because it took me quite a while. I like had another job, I had another, graduated and everything.
Yeah.
But once I admitted that's what I wanted to do, I instantly came this big fear of failure. Like, okay, I really want to do this, but I suck. I'm really bad at this. I was just like, I didn't even want to like go on stage. Like, I really wanted to, but I didn't dare to because I just felt like I was so bad at this. And then obviously I went, I looked for coaching, I looked for vocal coaches, I looked for a lot of help with people. And that's just part of it, right? You need a good vocal coach to help you with the technique. There are some, um, let's say, material, physiological changes that you can make that help you sound better. But if your brain, right, your identity doesn't line up with this and you actually believe that you're good, there's no amount of like technique that's going to save you. There's no amount of training, vocal training, that's going to help you enjoy being on stage and enjoy saying what you want to say, singing what you want to sing, bringing that expression, right? You probably already heard someone, like your favorite singer or your favorite songwriter. When you hear them sing, you don't go like, oh my god, their high notes are so clear. right?
Unless you're a singer.
Come again?
Unless you're already a singer.
Yeah, at some point you do probably, but it's generally a different type of fascination that you have with people, like the ones that truly speak to your heart, the ones that you want to listen to on repeat and go like, oh my god, this like makes me so happy or so sad or just moves me.
True. Yeah.
They have a different quality, right? That quality that speaks to your heart. And um, what I find is suddenly when I align with that, I have the technique going on. I need to obviously um, study that. But as soon as I step into who I really am, what I really want to say, it opens up that magnetic part where you just feel like the music hits you and it goes right into you, right into the heart, right? And when you perform in that aligned state, what happens is that you feel like free. You feel like floating. You're free floating, and it's just the music is just happening through you. And it's such an amazing experience. And then what happens is that the audience, the people who are listening to you, you create like this bigger energy field with everyone together. And that's just like, for me, that's just the whole point of it all, because we actually transcend by like telling our own pain, our own truth, our own things that were tucked inside in a song. My way of doing that is in a song. People identify with that, we share it, and it actually becomes a positive experience, right? It transforms into something bigger. And yeah, it's just magic for me. Yeah.
So,
And
go ahead.
go ahead. I was going to say that in the training, I basically tap into like those like three parts. The first part is vocal technique, what the physiological things that you need to pay attention to, especially if you feel like your voice is not doing all the things it's supposed to be doing. Some people have, they kind of grew up with references that are exactly aligned with what they want to sing, so they don't have so many difficulties. But if you grew up with one type of music and now you're wanting to sing another one, generally there's some kind of transition that needs to happen for you to be able to vocally sound like that. And then the second part is musically, what is it that actually, in terms of melodies, in terms of expression, you can do that helps bring in that heart connection, not only the, oh my god, I admire how good she sings, but this is moving me, right? So this happens through some rhythmical parts, melodic changes that we make that amp up that expression. And you sound better even if you didn't change anything in your vocal technique yet. Right? So that's a part. And it's great because it gives you sometimes more instant fixes to some things that you feel like it's bland or it's not standing out, right? That's what we fix with some musical changes, what I call the musical makeover or the song makeover. Yeah, where we amp up the expression of the song, the way you sing the song. And the third part is the mindset part, right? The stage fright, where we follow like something that I always do with my students, where I guide you to find out when it is that your stage fright hits and why. Because some of the fears we have are actually, they make sense, right? For example, you didn't study your lyrics, you're scared to forget them.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense, right? That fear is actually giving you a good message. Or you play with someone who tends to forget the notes, right? That's not a reliable person. Also, totally rational fear. You're scared. And then you get to actually address those fears.
Right.
But some of them are not things that we can just fix, right? And then we go through a grounding technique, some of the things that I use with my students to help actually access the energy of that, which is just like a high energy peak state, right? And if we are able to harness that, it turns from anxiety into performance, right? Peak performance, focus, hyper focus, and that like bigger than life energy that then you can share with other people.
Absolutely. And being able to go through that shift yourself, but then also being able to share it with other people, it's not only like embracing joy for yourself, but it's spreading joy to others,
Yeah,
right? And this is how the two pieces come together of, this unleashing your voice, becoming magnetic, losing that fear because you're working on different areas, and then sharing it.
exactly. Which is a big part of you processing fears as well, right? Or anything that really happened to you, pain that happened to you. Uh, it as long as you keep it inside and it keeps ruminating and it keeps getting bigger and bigger, bigger, and it seems like you can't deal with it. But
Yeah.
as soon as you put words to it and share it with someone, and it actually becomes a positive experience in the sense that they understand you, they kind of share this,
Hmm. Hmm.
it turns it to something that is part of who you are. It doesn't disappear, right? It's still
Right.
there, but it's not something that weighs so much on you. It becomes part of your personality, part of how you relate with the world.
Hmm.
And it actually can become something really beautiful, or at least something that helps other people as well.
That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. So, it's interesting. I thought we could give people I didn't tell you about this ahead of time, but I
Okay.
thought we could give people a little taste of your training ability, your beautiful coach. I would say highness, but your highness, but your coachness. I just call you the
Right.
musical. Yeah, your coachness. So I thought I would sing just a line of one of my songs,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could make some adjustments with me.
All right.
Identify what kind of adjustments I might need to make. Let's see. Why not play it, right?
Is
Unless I'm
it an
totally putting.
original song?
It is an original song,
All right.
and it's in Spanish.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see if I can remember it or if I'll have to get my lyrics. Because this is totally impromptu. So everybody listening, you just have to know, like, we did not talk about this. We talked about maybe the topic and what we wanted to kind of address, but I also love spotlighting and highlighting my friends who are building their own businesses because, or have their own businesses and are doing well because it's about, we are the quote unquote moms and pops in the world that have so much to offer against these gigantic, huge companies. And I just have been seeing Johanna all year blossom and bloom, and really have been enjoying her talent. So why not? And it gives me joy to sing, even though it can be I can get shy and embarrassed. But this is my
Which is
platform,
good.
my
We can work
audience.
with
So
that.
yeah, we'll work with that too, right? All right. So I'll just sing a little snippet. All right, let's see. And it's a song that I almost always do a cappella. So
Okay.
it's called La Sonrisa de Ayer, which is
Mm-hmm.
yesterday's smile. So I'll back off from the computer just a little bit because I can be loud.
Okay.
Okay. Llorando, 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 llorando. And I forgot the lyrics, but that's okay. We'll stop right there. There you go. I'm sure you already have some ideas.
Are you nervous right now?
Yeah, I don't know why I got nervous. That's so funny. I think because I'm a perfectionist, type A personality, and having my lyrics in front of me, because I don't usually sing by memory. I just don't
Hmm.
make myself do that. I've
Hmm.
remembered so many different things, social security numbers, medical record numbers,
But
birthdays.
lyrics,
It's
no.
like I can't remember anything else anymore.
All right, all
So I
right,
usually have my lyrics literally right in front of me. So that's
all right,
probably,
all
yeah.
right. Exactly.
So those who are listening, what Johanna just did, which was beautiful, she raised her hands up and brought them down gently to kind of remind me to breathe. And then we breathe together because I try to remind myself that the listening audience doesn't always get to see these wonderful visual cues.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, good point. Good point.
Yep. All right.
That's a good idea. I'll try to do mine. If you can, stand up. If that's
Sure.
weird,
Yeah,
you
I
can
just changed my
stay
desk.
sitting down.
Yep. I
We'll
have a
just
sit
do
down,
some
stand up desk.
grounding
Okay.
so that you can um, deal with. Let's say we're dealing with the nerves. Afterwards, you'll tell us what actually happened.
Okay.
All right. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes, right? So for everyone who's listening, Misha is standing now, closing her eyes. And everyone who's listening to this, standing or sitting down, you can do this with us. So imagine your feet really making contact with the ground. Even press them a little into the ground. If you're sitting, your sit bones and your feet will do the same thing, right? So really press them into the ground and feel that support that comes from the ground. And then continue breathing normally. No need to change anything, right? No need to deepen the breath or make it slower. Just let it be the way it is. And feel those feet kind of melting, slowly melting into the ground. And they're growing roots. And those roots are growing deeper and deeper in direction of the center of the earth. And your shoulders are really heavy. Your hands are heavy by the side of your body. And your roots are growing deeper and deeper right into the middle of the earth. And then you feel from the same place where you got with your roots, some energies coming back up through those roots into your feet, traveling through your legs, your knees, your thighs, into your hip, traveling up your belly, your back, your chest, your neck, and your head, and it comes out from the top of your head, this energy that's just really lightening you up, really making you tall. Your feet are deep in the ground, and your head rises high into the heavens. Right? And you can raise your arms just above your head, and then with the breath out, let them go to the side until they're down again. Then make some big space between your ears and your shoulders, and put one hand on your chest, the other around your belly button, and make some space in between those two hands. So your chest lifts a little, your belly goes down a little, and you grow even taller. feet are still anchored deep into the center of the earth. And now you put your hands to the front with the palms upside. And on the exhale, we turn them around and pull them back towards the shoulders like this, right? So your palm up in the front and then turning them around and pulling back. Once more, palm up and
Sorry. I love it. I feel like we're rowing, but I think I'm gonna hyperventilate.
yeah.
Keep going.
So what happens? What happens is you get a lot of energy, that same nervous energy in your body. Just observe how you're feeling right now. Is the energy still like flowing out like anxious, or is it inside? Does it like fit into your body?
Yeah, I feel like it's fitting. Yeah,
So
I felt like I was already calming halfway through it, but I felt, yeah.
yeah. So the first part, the grounding part, is to just get calm, right? Which, when you're about to go on stage, won't be enough, because you're not supposed to be calm, right? You're supposed to be at peak performance. So that's what this energy brings back. The breathing exercise brings back that high energy, but that's aligned it's inside our body. We are actually able to utilize it. It doesn't like overflow and overwhelm us. Okay, let's try that again, singing the same thing.
All right.
Just from that place you're now.
Llorando, 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 llorando. Mi sangre sale de mi cuerpo, rápido, no frío. And I'll stop there.
Wow, I even got goosebumps.
Oh, good.
Yes. I'm pretty sure who listened can tell the difference.
I'd love to hear if they felt or heard a difference.
Yeah, if you felt or heard a difference, just comment. If you're in the Facebook group, right? Or if you are in the podcast jump into
channel.
The Facebook group.
Yeah, or even on the replay. If you guys are watching the replay later today or this week, definitely comment and let us know. Did you notice a difference between, besides the fact that I remembered my lyrics, part of them? Did you notice a difference, and what was that difference that you noticed? We would both love to hear your feedback on that.
And you're like beside the lyrics, but the lyrics are a difference. You remembered them. Why? Because you were more comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. You weren't
and I
like
could have gone on to the whole
panicking
song.
About not knowing them.
Right. And I could have continued, but I also, for the sake of time, want to make sure that I'm not.
Exactly.
I'll sing it for y'all later.
Yeah. And like from what I hear, like my vocal coach ears, your voice had a lot more like brilliance to it, a lot more shine, and it sounded a lot freer, just from the fact that you brought down your anxiety a little bit. And you didn't even feel like you couldn't do it before, did you? Like, it was okay. You didn't feel like over the top nervous, or did you?
Right.
It was just a little bit.
Yeah, just because of that perfectionism piece.
Exactly. But just that little bit of grounding without any vocal warm-ups and nothing brought back a lot of freedom into your voice. And that flexibility and freedom that you've gained now, I would want to ask you to play a little with the dynamics now that it's easier, right? Because you're not actually pushing anything anymore. Play a little bit with the dynamics. What's the it's rondo? What's the first word?
Llorando, it means it's a gerundif and it's crying.
Okay, llorando. Okay, yeah. So go into like a full blown volume
Okay.
and then bring it really, really, really back at the end. I don't, obviously, I don't know the song, so I don't remember exactly, but the idea is llorando, and then you go llorando
Ah,
at
okay.
the end, right? You
Okay.
play with
Play
that
with it.
dynamic,
All right.
and then
Okay. Llorando. Oh, I did it wrong key. Hold on a second. I have to make sure I start the right. I heard your voice. Okay. Llorando. Yo. Oh, so that's interesting because I end up getting, I have to make sure I'm not in my head voice. So stay in
you're
the,
not, you're not. It's all good. You don't have to do it abruptly, right?
okay.
You sing that llorando several times. The idea is you kind of build up. You start kind of halfway,
Okay.
build up to a climax, and then go back to like really crying.
Ah, okay.
Llorando.
Okay.
Something smaller, right? You go really into like a big ah, and then you
Okay.
right.
All right. Llorando, 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 mi sangre sale de mi cuerpo, rápido, no frío, me regresa mi alma, que sueños me regala, llorando, llorando.
I liked it.
I gave myself goosebumps.
Come again?
I gave myself goosebumps. That was really cool.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Hmm,
Um,
delicious.
yes. I heard now, even as some of the effects that really give us that tastiness of expression. Yeah, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
That it's crying, kind of vocal effect that really illustrates what you're talking about on a like an acoustic level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what gives us the goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
You can still go smaller. I know this, it has a bit of a flamenco feel to it,
Mm-hmm.
and the flamenco sound is like this huge sound,
Yeah.
but take some courage to go even smaller because the smaller you go, the bigger the big part will actually sound. If you're always at 100%,
Right.
it'll sound like 50. But if you go down to 10, that 100% will like blow everyone out of their seats.
Okay. Yeah, and that is a challenge of mine. Like I have to just get out of the gate door and like the gate
Yeah,
and
and that's pretty normal for us. We're like so happy. First of all, we got the cute sound finally,
Mhm.
right? We finally like um found the courage to step out there, and we just
Right.
you would just go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it's even then like the opposite of oh I want to hide is then I'm here and I'm here forever.
Right. Right.
Then we kind of
Exactly.
learn the dynamics of
Mm.
showing up and then drawing people in by becoming really small
Mm.
and then going back out.
That's
Gonna give
interesting.
one more try.
Sure. Okay. I'm sorry. I just, I think my cry is more of a whimper, but that was good. Thank you.
Just bringing you
Actually,
into the
that's not
feeling
true.
of
There
it.
are some cries that are good full-on wails, but all right.
Yeah.
All right. Llorando, llorando. rápido, no frío, me regresa mi alma, que sueños me regala, llorando, llorando.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
liked it.
did
I
I
liked
do a
it.
difference? Did I shift
Yeah,
it?
you did.
Okay,
You
okay,
did. You
okay.
did. I love the arc of the first, just the first Llorando part.
Mhm.
I loved it. You
Mm,
went all in for that high one, and then you really brought it back. It was so magical.
mm,
And then I think, like, for the next step, we would actually look at the lyrics
mhm,
and decide, like, which part makes sense for you to go full in and
mhm.
which part makes sense for you to really go back down.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm
to
gonna do
support the meaning,
right,
right?
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But
Oh
you
my
did a
gosh.
great job.
Thank you
It's
so much.
beautiful.
This has been a
You feel, you
great,
see, like the goosebumps is
yeah,
instant.
yeah.
Is
And this has
instant.
been a really great interview because I feel like hopefully people who are listening and watching will have seen some transformation and know that some transformation in your when you're in pain or when you're having a hard time, it can feel like that transformation will take forever or it'll never happen. And that
Mm-hmm.
there are times also when you just take those little baby steps, transformation happens. I just
Yeah,
got because I'm saying that. So those of you watching and listening, if you're finding that your life is plain or boring or it's Groundhog Day all over again or you're frustrated and you want more joy in your life, this is just one way to bring it back in. Do something you love. Get help to do something you love. So I really recommend you guys all hop on, register for Johanna's training that's happening next week, and go on the link, register, get all the information. It's free, it's fun, it's exciting, it's online. You don't have to hug each other or spit out, be germy with each other. You can totally enjoy a virtual platform like we were doing today.
yeah,
But if you really want joy in your life, you have to pursue it. It's not going to just show up on your front door. And you
yeah.
got to work for it. Saw how nervous I was in the beginning, and now I'm like smiling and laughing, and I've got goosebumps, and it's beautiful. So I
You
hope
feel
that
alive, right?
yeah, I do feel alive. Thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so do you have one last, just for the sake of time, one last thought, tip, idea that you want to send out to our audience regarding this notion of, joy and pain and how they live together and yeah, any last message you would like to give folks?
I think my big last message is that it really is the joy, right? The purpose, the bliss, the feeling alive that brings us through the pain, that gives us the courage to see through the pain and still be there on the other side, or still be there even through it, right?
Absolutely.
Because we are totally able to feel both at the same time.
Absolutely.
And the pain isn't optional, but the suffering is, right?
Exactly.
And if we can do these things that bring us joy, and mastering something we love brings us a lot of confidence, and um, it's not like the I affirm that I'm confident, but it's like lived, felt, experienced confidence, right? I did this, I know I can do this, and I know I'll be able to do it next time.
Right.
These kind of experiences no one can take from you, right? So if you have a passion, go for it. You're scared for a good reason, because it's important for you. Go for it. And if it's singing, if you're um, if your voice doesn't sound anything as great as Misha's, but you're still going for it, that doesn't matter, right? The thing is, you're going for it. So you're
Mhm.
most invited to the workshop, to the training. And Misha, I love working with you. You have such a great voice. And
Thank
yeah,
you. Yeah, I'm so delighted to have have had you here again today, Johanna. Thank you. And yeah, so if you guys want to work on your voice, you know where to go. I've sent you the link. I'll put it in the post again. I'll put it in the comments. And
Yes.
if you are finding that your relationship with yourself and others is not having the amount of joy you want, you can contact me. So looking forward to connecting with all of you and possibly seeing you at Johanna's training next week. And save the dates. March 22nd through 26th is my training. So here in the Authentic and Wholehearted Joy group, we're looking forward to partner visioning and other interesting, exciting topics. So thank you, Johanna. Mwah. Love
Thank
to
you,
you.
Misha.
Bye, everybody. I hope you all have a
Bye.
wonderful,
Bye,
fabulous
everybody.
day.